She's like, hi.
Hello? Is this thing on? Okay, so have you been sitting on your cooch ball?
No, I have. I do it for as long as I possibly can.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Sit on.
Honestly, I think I got the placement down now. At first, I was like, is it on my poon? Is it on my asshole?
It's
like,
between,
It's
right?
right between.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel like I have the placement. It just feels like...
Honestly, I should do it on a soft surface. If you guys don't know what's happening right now, we are relaxing our pelvic floors.
Our cooches.
We are working on our pelvic floor health with the cooch ball right now. Shout out to Jenna Danielson, who came to Womanhood Wellness Weekend and introduced us. Well, actually, I already learned about the cooch ball, but
It was new to me.
got to share the cooch ball. She's a pelvic floor specialist, woman's wellness expert. She gifted us all these cooch balls. And if you don't know how important your pelvic floor is, it is literally the thing that holds up all of your organs.
Yeah, it's the core of your body. I learned that from her. I didn't realize like how it really affected everything.
Everything.
She's like, you're tired? Your pelvic floor. I was like, really?
Backache, like ankle
Plantar
hurts or
fascia?
this, like
Like, really?
tight jaw, pelvic floor.
No.
She's like, everybody's so tight. And the thing is like, even like when she was sharing, the women who, they leak, like after pregnancy or even just an older age, it's actually, we've learned that it's because they're loose.
Right.
But I mean, after pregnancy, that is absolutely a thing. Your body does have to like tighten back up.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when women leak, even in younger age, like midlife, it's actually because your pelvic floor is too tight.
Well, I was jumping around at the concert. A little bit of pee came out.
Yo, that happens to me at trampoline parks with Kai. I'd be like
Yeah.
jumping and I'm like squeezing. I'm
Yeah.
like, but when she gave us the description of like your pelvic floor is actually too rigid and too tight, it's supposed to be like soft and then like the fluids can't even get through. But when it's so rigid, it's not like, your muscles and things aren't like together to where it creates that blockage.
Yeah.
It's like gaps because the muscles are too tight.
Like a leaky gut.
Yeah. So
So you're
Go-
supposed to sit on this 3 minutes a day.
3
Ah!
minutes.
I just adjusted it.
Careful with your vagina, Casey.
Careful with the cooch.
Yeah, so we've been practicing this regularly, and
3 minutes goes by really fast.
it does.
We're like already at 3 minutes.
Are we?
We're getting close.
Okay, lovely. By the way, everyone has a pelvic floor. It's called the cooch ball, but this is for men and women, and we highly, highly, highly recommend, highly suggest it.
Getting all the blood flow.
All right, I'm ready to get off. And she says that the tighter your pelvic floor is, the higher the ouch factor. She calls it the ouch factor. You wouldn't think that sitting on a ball is painful.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like a little bit soft. You don't want to sit on it while it's like fully hard.
It's not too painful for me when I sit on it. It's just more of like the placement. That's where I'm like, if it's out of place,
then
it kind of hurts because I'm like, it's up my butt right now.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
that's the right place.
doing it on the chair right now was way better
Way
for
better.
me than doing it on the hard floor.
Yes.
Is like,
Yeah, that one's a little bit more.
Yeah, that one's intense.
Yes.
That one's intense. Shout out to Jenna Danielson and the cooch ball. Actually, she also gifted us the scooch balls. Those
Yes.
are
And the
amazing.
supplements.
And the supplements. Yeah, she was incredible.
Hooked us up.
She really did.
We'll see if we can maybe get a promo code or something.
Oh,
because
yeah.
this, honestly, like 3 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can all do that.
Ooh, actually, let's juice this up. Let's
Okay.
spice it up. I actually have some product left over from retreat.
gift?
Let's do
It's
a
a
giveaway. Yeah. Okay, so pay attention to our Instagram.
Yeah.
We will do a giveaway
It's a
soon.
giveaway.
Yeah.
It's a party.
All right, so stay tuned for that.
Yes, and welcome back to another episode of the Humanhood series brought to you by your girls, Casey Riley and...
Melanie Peralta.
Was that a smooth transition?
It was fabulous. I thought it was masterful.
The series devoted to humanizing your human experience and making personal development
More personal.
And today we are kind of taking like one of our previous conversations a step forward and like niching down on the conversation a little bit more, which was knowing what time it is.
Yeah.
And as like we have these conversations, I don't know if you ever feel this way, like new awarenesses start to come into
Yes.
your life and you're
Yes.
like, oh, like this is actually very relevant to me. And what I noticed was like the season and knowing what time it is for me personally, and the one I would love for us to touch on today, because it's so important, is knowing when it's time to invest in yourself.
Yes.
Invest in yourself personally, professionally, mentally,
Physically.
physically, whatever it is. But even taking it a step further, and we can kind of dissect the layers, but like knowing when you should actually seek out help and like hire someone, hire a professional, hire a coach, hire a personal trainer, whatever it is.
Go to the conference.
Do the action.
Thing, whatever it is.
Stop doing it on your own. Stop calling your friends for advice. Like
stop just watching YouTube videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like actually get that accountability. And for me, I notice I get in this about every 2 years. Like every 2 years, I hire a business coach and like some type of coach to support me personally. And then a good coach will set you up for a couple of years, right?
Right.
So you can actually integrate it. And then you kind of come around and realize like, all right, I need that support again.
Yeah.
What's your pattern with that?
Ooh, I don't really have a pattern now that I'm looking at it. Plus, I've been very fortunate in my life to come into experiences where I'm being naturally coached in whatever scenario I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, so like working with Tony and Dean.
Right.
Coaching.
Yes.
Working with Arvin. Coaching.
Yes.
After that, the next person that I hired was actually Nate Yeske.
Mm-hmm.
And
I worked with him too.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He really is. And so I worked with Nate, and that was like the last time that I hired a coach because I'm like, I just kind of got to the point where I'm like, okay, you can overcoach.
Yes, and let's get into that too.
Yeah, you can overcoach. I'm like, okay, girl.
Overconsume.
Yes, like you know enough. Okay, just go live it. Go do it. Go be it. Take the action.
Yes.
Do the things, you know? So fortunately, like I said, for me, life gave me opportunities where I was naturally being coached and just thank you, God. Like, thank you so much. But it started to evolve in different ways. So, for example, last year, I hired a personal trainer.
Right.
Yeah. And like now that's been the investment that I've made for myself, because one thing that I noticed, I was like, I've mastered a lot of areas of my life. And even though I am very well-rounded in my wellness lifestyle, I still don't feel like I've become a true master of my body.
Yeah.
And for me, that has been like a very missing piece in my own Melanie personal development is just becoming even more of a master of my body and building strength and expanding my personal capability, which also impacted my confidence and my state of being and all that so much more. So my investment looked a little different, but it was like, okay, the season of life that I'm in is it's time for me to deepen the relationship that I have with my body in a totally different way. Yeah.
And with that, I feel like it can be easy because there's so many like classes you can take or do things on your own. And so investing in a personal trainer, like, yes, you're investing in your body, but for me, when I look at that, you're investing in like pushing yourself. Because a trainer is going to push you beyond your limits.
Exactly. That's exactly why I did it. Because I had ClassPass, I had a gym membership, all the things. I was like, I need to go to a trainer who's not going to fuck around.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sam Gersh. He's amazing. And he pushes me beyond what I even believe I'm capable of.
Yes, and that's a good coach right there. When they see your potential and help you reach it.
Yeah, because there's been times when he's like, Mel, go pick up that 40 or something, like for a certain exercise. And I look at him like he's fucking nuts. Yeah. And I'm like, you're bugging. And he's like, go get it. Like, you got it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, oh my God, I would have picked up a 30 or even a 20 for this exercise. Thinking,
an 8. Let's go.
You know, and for me personally, because I've always been small, and I feel like I've talked about this before, but I've always been a small, petite woman, subconsciously, I've also developed the belief that because I'm so small and petite, I'm fragile. Yeah. And people have always treated me like I'm fragile, like
Yeah.
physically,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't identify with being fragile.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to grow out of that paradigm mentally and physically. Like, I want to be strong, you
Yeah.
know? So that was definitely a major thing for me.
I love that. So right now what I'm noticing, because I'm in my like 2-year period of integrating all I learned, because I worked with you a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Arvin,
Yeah.
Yeski. So that was like a big like part for me in my evolution.
Yeah.
All of that's kind of settled in. And now I was realizing, okay, I need support with my business.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to take it to the next level. I'm ready to like show up differently and just lead more powerfully. And so I hired a brand strategist, who's Camila, who was on Humanhood.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is about her is that the moment I started following her earlier this year, I already knew. I said, I'm going to work with her one day. I just need to like really.
I feel that way about people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you already know.
Yeah.
And so I was just like waiting for the right time. And I feel like even Humanhood has helped develop my voice over the year. And I'm like, I am ready to be more visible professionally now that I've like exercised it here.
I'm so proud of you, friend.
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud of you.
Dude, we're scripting some stuff, not even scripting it, but coming up with concepts. And I
Yeah.
even tell her, I'm like, this feels
This is
icky.
edgy for
This
me.
is fucking edgy. I was like, this video might never see
The
like
light of day.
the light of day. And she's like, then why are we here? I'm like, oh, fuck.
I can't wait to see it then.
Yeah, we're really coming up with some really quality story, because that's the thing, it's storytelling. I'm like,
Yes.
I can preach at you all day and tell you what to do, but the stories behind that learning,
Right. Yeah, because you're very private.
I am.
Yeah.
So it's been very stretchy. So that's someone who I've invested in. I've been working with her for a couple of months now. We're like starting to
Nice.
get into the like, we're gonna shoot soon and all of it. So it's really exciting.
If you need any BTS, let me know.
You want to come?
Yeah, of course. I'm so down.
Some emotional support. And then also, I just hired a therapist.
Yeah, you told me that.
Dude. So it's interesting because the line of work that we're in, therapists get really bad raps. They just
Yeah.
do. Even people come to my sessions saying like, I've done therapy for 30 years and this is more powerful than.
And sometimes that is the case.
And sometimes that's the case. So I've never had anything against therapy, but I just kind of thought like the world we're in is the right way to go.
Yeah.
And then something in me this year was just like, maybe you should check out therapy. Maybe you should check out therapy. And then it really like hit me the other day, like, you should really do this. And so when I get those pings, I'm like, let's take the action. Otherwise a week goes by.
Yeah.
You're like, life moves so quickly.
It does.
And so I set up my consultation with her. And immediately when she got on the Zoom, I was like, I love this woman.
Aw.
She's young. She's kind of like me, like a
Yeah.
high achieving perfectionist who tries to keep it together all the time. And I just feel like I need a safe space, a professional
Who's also a stranger.
who's also a stranger,
Yes.
who doesn't have any agenda or stories about me, who's like, I kind of know your pattern. It's like,
Right.
no, like just someone really neutral that I can really just be honest with how I'm feeling
Totally.
and like really honest.
Yeah.
And that's going to be hard.
Aw.
Because even like when she's like, okay, so why are you here? I'm like, because I want someone to talk to. But I was like, I want someone to be honest with. And I don't want this to be like, I'm coming here to complain and I'm coming here to be negative. That's not it. But just being honest with the situation and how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And give me some tools
Yeah.
to work through it. Because I have my tools and clearly I've exercised them. And they're kind of not working at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm open to some support. And I just
Totally.
told her, I said, I'm ready for support.
Oh.
And I was like, let's do this.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited for you. I'm so proud of you. And
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing like how it shifts things for whatever it is. You know?
Yeah. I'm curious like what will unfold. And the part of me is like, I know the mindset piece and it's like, I don't want to go into the story. That's why I like somatic work, right? You don't
Right.
have to attach the story. You don't have to repeat it. But I noticed in my healing journey, I never did that piece.
It's a lot of people resist that piece because you don't want to feel like a victim.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. I don't want to feel like a victim. I don't want to like hang on to past stuff. But that's the only thing in like my healing journey that I haven't done was verbally talking about the stuff.
Yeah.
I've felt it. I've screamed it out. I've cried it out. I've coached to to mindset my way out of it to see the higher perspective.
Right.
And the only piece I haven't done is like, I actually feel like telling you I feel angry about this, or I feel sad about this, or I feel frustrated with myself, or I feel frustrated with this person, or like whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so I just innately knew like that was time. It was time. And so I did both of those at the same time. And I am opening up this conversation because I think it's really important for people to take that seriously.
Yes.
When they feel they need a personal trainer, when they need a therapist, when they need a business coach, when they need whatever. If you are sitting there spiraling and stuck and like your mind is becoming heavy, seek out help.
Yeah.
And sometimes that help is a friend, but sometimes it's not. Yeah. It's hiring someone and knowing when it's time to invest in your well-being.
Right. Right. Because even like I told you, I had a gym membership and I was like going with the girls and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, we're like pussies in here, bro. Like now, the type of workouts that I've gone through, like can't even walk out the door type shit. I'm like, we've been pussyfooting around in here, man.
Yes,
like we're so soft on each other. It's like, oh, you're on your cycle. Okay.
Yeah, you're on day 2.
Oh, we'll just walk today then. That's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like you need that outside thing to pull you in places that you won't naturally go on your own. And doing it like I actually know my personal trainer from like way back in the day, but we were never like friends. So he was a familiar person, but we don't have like a relationship like that. Yeah. So he can pull things out of me in a different way and push my limits in a totally different way.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's vital, man. It really, really is.
And it's something about the accountability.
Totally.
Like even with my business clients, like they know they can't hide because it's a one-on-one experience. So when you were coming to work with me, I'm like, so did you do what I asked you to do 3 days ago? And it's like, yeah, here I am. Like I'm making moves versus like you're being thrown into like a big group coaching experience or a big group something that you're not so seen in it.
Yeah.
There's something about that individualized or small personalized attention that really holds you accountable. Like you can't pussyfoot around.
Right.
You just can't.
Yeah. Now let's dive into like the investment itself and the types of investments. Because yes, it's important to know like what area of investment you need, whether that's like a health coach. Maybe you're like breaking out in acne, your hormones are all over the place. You need to figure out what's going on with your gut or something. You're like, let's stop investing money into all the fucking foundation, to all the makeup. Like, let's go hire someone who can actually help me with my hormones or whatever.
Or even with that, like instead of buying all the supplements that you're getting sold on Instagram, like imagine if you just stopped buying all of that and then went to the doctor.
Right.
Or went to the
like
naturopath.
Like a custom person who can actually tell you what you literally need. Yeah.
And it's like now it's the plan. Like there, you see the difference there?
Yeah.
Like sometimes we're all self-sourcing, just spiraling. And it's like, wait a second. I need the person.
Right. But there's also like so many different types of investments. And sometimes like, I'll paint a picture of this. So there's one person who needs the 9-week coaching program.
Right.
There's some person like I need a 3-month situation. Like where I'm at, I need extended support. Then there might be a person that's like, I need the weekend retreat. I need something that's going to expedite like a quick shift. Yeah. Or I just need like this one session with this person for right now to just get me back on track. It depends where you're at. You'll need something different. So I had a friend of mine reach out to me recently. She's a coach. She's developing a new program and like new teachings and stuff like that. And she asked me, she's like, hey, I'm trying to decide like if I want to just do like a 1-day experience for this, or if I want to create like a longer program. With your experience, what are people wanting right now? And like are people wanting to get the information quicker, or are they wanting these longer things? And I was like, honestly, that's the wrong question, because it's not about what they want. It's about what they need. And even more importantly, it's about what's required for your outcome.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to create change on a subconscious level that takes at least 21 days, then you're going to need an extended thing. You're not just going to be able to teach somebody how to shift their paradigm in a 3-hour masterclass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the desired outcome that you need? And what is the true appropriate amount of time that is going to create that desired outcome?
Yeah.
Because if it's a person who's like, I need to create a shift in my business, I just need to learn these systems and start getting like, it's more practical, then it's like, cool. Maybe a 3-4 hour masterclass or one conference or something like that can be the thing that really supports you and shifts you and gives you all the information that you need.
Yeah.
But if you're over here trying to heal from, childhood trauma or, like relationship stuff or whatever, you might need some more time.
Yeah. It's the digestion and the integration process.
Right.
And I think that word is thrown around a lot. Like integration, I even hate that word. I consider it more digestion.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, because if you think about it, let's say you're eating something. You physically need time to digest it until you're ready to consume more.
Right.
And I feel like in our space, we are emotionally obese and emotionally constipated and just like consumer overload, which is so much coming in that it's like we're not giving our system enough time to digest the information. And so there was a point in time where I still to this day have not ordered any books. I'm like, you're done.
Dude, I've been so far away from books. I'm not in a reading season right now at all.
Yes. Well, it's been years for me because I was over consuming them, not digesting and processing any of it. And so I was like, stop reading books. You need to cut it off.
Right.
But that's with everything, information overload. So I even recommend when people do work with a coach or of any kind, cut off, like unfollow all the accounts that are telling you the same messages. Like let's say you're working with a mindset coach. Stop following all the people who are talking about mindset and just work with your coach and just digest their information. Otherwise you're like being toyed around. There's too much going on.
I mean, I could see that, but also just from a subconscious programming perspective, the more information that you're fed in a certain season when it's required, then it's like your brain, those neural pathways are going to stick longer if it is more of a constant thing that's being fed. Yeah, like it's all about strengthening the neural pathways so that this state of being or so that this belief system or this quality or characteristic can solidify. But then after a while, then it's like, okay, now I think it's more of like a focus thing.
Well, I can see that point.
Yeah.
But then also, let's say, like, let's use business strategy. I'm like advising you on something, right? You have full freedom to do whatever you want, of course. But now if you're seeing Melanie tell you to do this and then Joe to tell you to do that, and then I'm telling you to do this, it's like, what am I doing?
Right, right. So you mean like all these different perspectives.
Yes, all the different perspectives.
Totally.
And just to remove some of the noise and some of the like consumption and just be more laser focused on what it is you're working with for that time period.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree
with that, yeah.
So back to like integration and digestion time, like giving yourself space to actually let things move through you. Because even what I've noticed with Camila is like how our calls are spaced out. Like we'll have a call and then I'm like, I need this to settle into my nervous system.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if I'm ready to go there yet. And then the next call, I'm like, I'm processed. I'm settled. Like, let's go there.
How much time is in between?
Just a couple of weeks.
Okay.
But it allows like space in my thought process to digest and create safety in my body.
Right.
Or I go back and I'm like, you know what? I'm still feeling into this. And it's like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not there yet. Maybe in 3 weeks when we hit whatever, but I need time to process it. And that's just me personally. Some people don't require that digestion time, but I do think digestion time is required.
Totally. That's why like some people, they're like, you should do 2 retreats a year. One in the fall. I'm like, hold on. First of all, from a planning perspective, absolutely not. But the type of work that happens at retreat, the shifts and all of that, 1 year of being able to go out and live it
Yes.
and let the changes and the transitions unfold is the perfect amount of time for the type of, you know, shifts and work that gets done at retreat.
Yeah.
And 1 year is really solid. And we even see when we come back to retreat, it's like, I see you've been doing a year's worth of work.
Yeah, because 6 months, you're like, you might still be integrating or digesting or
Yeah.
like putting in the work a little bit. But that full year gives you enough time to really reflect and
Yeah.
embody like all of the changes. Yeah, 2 retreats in a year. And then people start to become over reliant.
Yes.
And that can be very common in the healing space.
Yes.
Where it's like they're coming now just for the dopamine hit and just for like the high of it and not the real healing of
Right.
it.
Right. Yeah. So, with this conversation, we want you guys to just reflect. Going back to last week's episode. Oh, wait, was that last week's episode? No. 2 weeks episode.
Yeah.
Two episodes ago of knowing what time it is. Same thing like we said in that episode, the life audit. The life audit, checking in, seeing what area of your life needs somewhat of an investment. But let's talk about the investment piece, because
Yeah.
one thing that I know is that not everybody can make the investments that they need.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, if you're listening and you're like, oh yeah, I would love to just go hire a personal trainer, Melanie. I would
Yeah.
love to go hire a coach and get a business consultant and do all those things, but I just can't right now. So then maybe the investment that you're making, it's not a financial investment. Maybe it's a time and energy or relational investment. You know, maybe it's more so like, okay, well, right now I can't necessarily go and afford a personal trainer, but let me get on ClassPass for $20 a month and find a local gym that does strength training where it's like I can go to that. Or let me go online and find a certain group that gets together every week and they focus on business. Maybe it's, you know, entrepreneurship, this or whatever. There's other types of investments that you can make for yourself. Because even at the beginning, when I first was doing Woman to Woman, we would do free monthly workshops for like a whole year. Every single month, there was a free workshop that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of people out there, they don't realize how much is actually available for them. You know what I mean? They don't seize all of life's opportunities. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of y'all motherfuckers are lazy, okay? I'm gonna just say it like it is. There's a lot of lazy people out there who won't even go and look.
Right.
Because there's so many resources out there.
There are.
There really, really are. And so sometimes it even is just like having an accountability partner or a friend or a family member, or like going somewhere where the opportunity for even free mentorship is available, because it absolutely exists.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nonprofit organizations and things like that. So actually, last week we had Blake. He reached out to me one time and was like, hey, do you want to go to this thing? It was like a training. And I was like, sure. It was all day. It was like, I want to say it was like 6-7 hours or something. It was long.
Yeah.
And I went to it, and it was an entire trauma-informed care training. It was amazing. It was truly one of the best ones, the best one I've ever been to, hands down. And it was free. It was absolutely free. And it was funded by the government. Like the guy who does it, he got funded by the government to take this training and do it at places for free.
Yeah.
So it's like, this stuff exists, man. It's out there.
It does. And on the other end of that, the people, even if people do have money and like opportunity to invest, sometimes they still won't, because
Right.
there's like a worthiness issue with them. Not issue with them. That's wrong to say. There's a worthiness obstacle there where it's like, I'm not worthy to spend this money on me. It should be going to my kids, or it should be going to the house, or it should be going to my whatever. Like, that's a whole thing out there.
Right.
And so even if you are sitting there and you do have a job that allows you to have some money to invest in yourself, and you're like resisting the urge for whatever reason. Even like, you know, we talked about like it's time to buy yourself some new underwear. Like seriously, some people really struggle with investing anything into themselves.
Right.
Or even like I know the mom guilt. Like I have people who come to my sessions and they're like, I feel bad leaving for 2 hours. Like I'm freaking out right now because I feel like I should be home, but their husband's home. They have money to attend the session, all of these things, but there's like this piece of they shouldn't have this for themselves.
Right.
And so if you're out there and you're like, I actually do have the finances to invest into someone or a therapist or whatever it is, but you're feeling that resistance, like peel back those layers and start to work that muscle a little bit, because that can create a lot of resistance with people as well. I see that very, very often.
Yeah, the worthiness for sure, but the other one is just like your value system. Because I see a lot of women out here who are struggling and they're going through a lot of psychological issues, relationship issues. They don't have any friends, they're unhappy, they're stressed, they're anxious, you know, they got all these things going on, and then they'll go and they'll get their bodies done instead.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like instead of getting a personal trainer or going to the retreat or hiring the coach or, you know, doing the things, they'll go to Sephora and
Right.
they'll retail therapy and just buy a bunch of shit to make them look prettier or get their body done or something
Yeah.
like that, you know?
It's like superficial.
Yeah, it's like,
feeling.
and it's the whole thing of like you're willing to spend X amount of dollars on a bag, but you won't spend X amount of dollars on a coach or a therapist or whatever
Right.
to go get this certain type of thing that you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another thing. It's just like your values, because there's a lot of this is frustrating. I cannot tell you how many women tell me, oh, I really want to go to your retreat. I would love to do that, but I just can't afford it. And then they got the lashes, they get their nails done every month, they got all the things, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that $150 that you spend on your full set every month could go towards your retreat payment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you're sitting here telling me you can't afford it, but I know you can. It's just
Yeah.
your value system's fucked up because you value getting your nails done more than being able to change your life.
Yeah, okay, so I've been going down the rabbit hole. I'm always down some type of rabbit hole. And I have been watching a lot of podcasts about transgender people who are now reversing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a huge thing.
It's a huge thing. And this conversation is no judgment, no nothing. I'm just curious about people's processes. And what I'm noticing a lot with these interviews is people are changing their outside, right? Because they're dealing with major trauma that have gone on.
Yeah.
Like the stories are wild. So I actually understand their desire to transition. I'm like, oh, you're helping me understand. And they go, I did all of it. All of it. It did not take the trauma away.
Yeah.
It did not erase the memories.
Yeah.
It did not erase the pain and the sadness and all of that. I did it all. I looked in the mirror and I thought if I were a completely different person, it would erase the psychological damage that I have endured. It was still there. And then they were like, now I have more psychological damage because like.
And now your body's fucked up.
Everything. And so now it was actually really like, I felt sad listening to it because
it's
I'm
really
like,
sad.
I know how I feel when I like, oh my gosh, I did the wrong thing and it's not even that big of a deal.
Right.
You know, but something permanent like that. So to your point of like going out and like consumerism and buying things and doing things to yourself to cover what's going on internally.
Right.
Yeah, I feel really passionate about that as well. And that's why we talked about it, right? Like why we don't want eyelashes, because it's like, until I can love myself, I'm not getting surgery.
Yeah.
Or until I love myself, I'm not going to do something because I'm still going to have the psychological issue
Right.
with it.
Right.
And so knowing when, like, if you are listening to this and like it's hitting something in you, again, this is no judgment whatsoever, but you are like, I do need support. Not just calling up my girlfriend. I need professional help.
Support, yeah.
There are so many coaches out there these days. There are so many programs. There are so many professionals, like so many people to work with.
There's more resources now than ever.
More resources more than ever. But I also want to talk about like working with the right person.
Yes, let's dive into that next.
Because I didn't realize how much coaching trauma there was.
Oh, it's so bad.
I didn't realize it because everyone I've worked with has been incredible. And I'm like, what do you mean there's coaching trauma?
Oh, it's bad.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. So then that's causing more harm as well.
Yeah.
But okay, let's go into that. I'm going to let you kick it off.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would attribute it to the fact that our industry is very popular now.
Yes.
And everyone wants to save a hoe.
Everyone's a self-proclaimed save a hoe coach.
Captain.
Yes. Yes.
You know, everybody wants to serve and help and like all of that.
Yeah.
But the truth is, not everybody is ready, truly ready to lead in that way. Not everybody is soul certified, is what I call it, soul certified to hold that type of space and create that type of change and do it at a high level with integrity.
Yes.
And so those people getting into leadership prematurely and charging people for it's messy. It's really, really messy in an industry where you don't need any certifications. You don't need anything like that. But I mean, also like sometimes there's even like psychiatrists and like therapists who have doctor's degrees who still fuck people up sometimes. Because my friend's on the other end of that right now. Like a psychiatrist overdosed him with meds and now he's like healing from it.
Yeah.
You know, so it just doesn't mean that just because you are fully certified that you're still safe.
Right.
Humans can be dangerous in any capacity with
Right.
any certifications. But this is where like discernment and wisdom really comes in. And we talked about this when we in the Make Integrity Great Again episode when it comes to leadership and just study people.
Yeah.
Pay attention to them. Don't fall for hype. Like really, really get to know someone on a deeper level. Just like observe them for a little while. Because there was actually a coach that I loved. And I did buy into a lot of her stuff. And it was great. It was amazing. But then she shifted dramatically in her offerings and in her branding. And I remember it was funny because you were like, when you were saying like, I'm going to work with her one day.
Yeah.
I felt that way about this person. And I was like, I'm going to absolutely work with her one day, like for sure. But then she made a huge shift and like just started showing up as a completely different coach, a completely different leader to the point where I'm like, she rubs me wrong now. And I'm not nuts about her level of service, you know? And now I absolutely wouldn't hire her, you know? And I'm actually glad that I didn't because I then later on just being in the industry heard from other people that it wasn't a good experience.
Yeah.
Like on the back end, you know? And so it like patience, you know? And maybe it's buying somebody's lower ticket offer at first. Maybe instead of like going to that trainer, you just like do a drop-in class with them first and get a taste of what's right for you. Get it, you know, like
feel it out.
Yeah, feel it out. Put your toes in the water and say, okay, yeah, this feels good. This feels right. But ultimately, it is our responsibility to choose wisely for ourselves.
It is. And it's interesting because you and I are both in this space, right? And so it's like, I always want to encourage people to pursue their dreams. And if you want to help someone and become a coach, like by all means. But one thing that kind of like irks me about our industry, and we're kind of touching on it lightly, is the knowing like, it's not that not everyone should be a coach, but what did you say prematurely?
Yeah.
Like just because you did one thing that fast doesn't necessarily mean you're qualified to now coach other people on it, because coaching and consulting is a skill.
Right.
And just because you overcome one thing does not mean you're now this self-proclaimed like mindset coach or business coach or whatever it is.
Right.
So if you're in that space of wanting to become a coach, I don't want this to like, what's that word? Deter you from doing anything, but having that internal compass, integrity compass. Am I really ready to do this? Because even with like holding space, like one thing that I used to do back like years ago when I was working with people, I would always put my agenda onto people unknowingly. Even if they're like paying me to help them, I'm like, well, you should be doing this, this, and this. Versus like taking my own. And that's why you hire a coach, right? I've lived this stuff, so I can tell you the roadblocks and like what to avoid and all of this stuff. But you should not be telling someone what they should be doing.
Right.
You should be guiding them and having them come to their own conclusions and giving them options without projecting your own story and life experiences on to them.
Totally.
And so a few years ago, I struggled with that. And so now when I think back on those conversations, I'm like, ick, like, Casey, like you were not qualified.
But I'm sure back then you were not charging what you're charging now.
No.
Exactly.
No, not at all.
So that's another thing. You get what you pay for to a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree. So if you are testing the waters with somebody and you know that somebody is a newer coach, and because they're a newer coach, their price points are a little lower,
Yeah.
that might be a risk that you might be willing to take. And like self-responsibility, right? Self-responsibility is like, I knew this person was new in the industry, but I had a good feeling about them. I didn't really have the greatest experience. I didn't get the most out of it, but I take responsibility that that's what I chose. And I wanted, I took what I took from it. And now I know next time to hire a different type of coach.
Yes, and I still stand by like what I like the transformation that they got, because they got what they needed, the strategy right. But when it comes to the holding space of not projecting your own stories and shit onto people and having agendas for people, I've just really, really the past couple of years fully understood what that meant. And so it's like, oh, okay, like that's what makes a really great coach, is really the definition of holding space, staying completely neutral and not letting your own belief system like dictate the conversation.
Yeah, being the observer.
While balancing offering the strategy and the advice, because that's why they came to you.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of different coaches out there, but just as Mel said, like observing their social media, observing how they operate, observing their website, like just observing little things. And usually I notice that when the person operates like me, I'm like, we go together.
Yeah.
Because you're a mirror of me and I like me.
I think I'm all right.
I think I'm pretty cool. So this is going to work for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And going back to the investment piece too, just like something that I want to acknowledge about our industry in general, one thing that I don't love about our industry is the constant high ticket offer, because I feel, I've talked about this all the time, and I'm actually in the process of creating something that helps this problem. I dislike how much personal development has become a luxury. Because our industry became obsessed with high ticket offers, that the offers became so high ticket that middle class people who need some of our work the most have no access to it whatsoever. And so I think, and I've noticed the shift in the industry a bit too, just because like even just the economy is changing. Yeah. So it's like, oh, what was once an acceptable price point is now people are looking at it like a little differently, But I think it's important, if you are a coach out there, to have a variety to where like if I were to host a certain type of workshop, I'll host a workshop for $40 a ticket. But if you want to work with me one-on-one on a weekly basis, then it's going to be in the thousands. Or if you want to come to my retreat where it's like I have all these experts coming in and you're being fed and we're in a multi-million-dollar home and there's all these different things, that's a certain price point. But I think it's really, really important for teachers, leaders, healers, coaches to have resources that are easily available to the people who aren't able to invest into the thousands of dollars. I think that would be how we can really, really serve people in a wider range. And I know they say like go narrow, not wide, but I just mean like this person might be your absolute ideal client, but right now they're at the bottom of their bank account and they still need what you have to offer. But if you just put out that, $50 offering, then they get a taste of what you do. They get a taste of your magic and your medicine. And then like so many of the women that ended up at retreat or ended up coaching with me all came from Mental Health Awareness Month when I did $77 soul support sessions. Yeah. Then they were like, or a lot of the women came to the Life Reset workshop. And then from the Life Reset workshop, they joined the Life Reset program. And from the Life Reset program, they signed up for a retreat.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, that's why we call it the value ladder. Because then people, they can get it in doses. And then what ends up happening is when they're starting to do the work and they're becoming a greater version of themselves, then they're making more money as well, because they're going after the better job, or they're saving at a different level, or, you know, there's just like more opportunity, and then they are able to invest into the other things.
It's so interesting as you're sharing this, because your offers are mainly like personal transformation.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, like mine are business offerings for the most part. And
Yeah.
I have a totally different perspective
Really?
on it.
Sure.
Yes, because I'm like, if I'm giving you a strategy that I know you're going to make back in a month if you apply this,
Right. It's
not going to be a $70 coaching call, friend.
Yeah,
you know what I
business
mean?
is different.
It's
Business
different.
is different.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. And when I see business clients, it's the one who wants the low ticket who's like the worst client. But the people who go in, all in, like higher ticket, I hate that word. But yeah, the people who invest more and who are like, I'm fucking doing this,
Right.
they get the best results because they're taking it seriously.
Right. It is industry specific.
It's industry specific.
Specific for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's also like, if it is a lower ticket thing, then I'm not giving you the super high ticket. Like in this,
I have struggles with that.
Really?
We could sit here, you could ask me a question right now and I'm like, I'm giving it all to you. You know what I mean? Because that's just how much passion I have.
Right.
And I know with certainty how much value I give on my like coaching experiences when it comes to
Yeah.
business. And so I'm like, I thoroughly am okay charging what I charge.
Yeah.
Thoroughly. And if you don't make that back, it's literally
That's
on
on
you.
you, for
1,000% on you, because I
Yeah,
gave
yeah.
you the template.
Yeah, it definitely is industry specific, because like even my trainer, right? Like every now and then he'll do events,
Yeah.
and the drop-in ticket's like $20, you know? But if you're going to come and do a drop-in ticket on one of our trainings, then it's like $50.
Yeah.
But it's like when he does an event, you're not getting the same one-on-one attention.
Yeah.
It's because it's a big group. So there's just different levels to it in different industries. And I know we talked about this in a recent episode where I was like, I can be very charitable with my energy.
Yeah.
It's also depends on the person, you know, because like for me, when I offer the $77 soul support sessions, bro, those soul support sessions are heavy.
They are.
Yeah, and there's been times when I have like CEOs sign up for those sessions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you waited until this time to sign up for a session? But I'm like, it doesn't matter, because whatever the thing was that put you in this space where I'm able to help you, then cool. I'm happy with that. And so I think it also, from like a coach's perspective or whatever, like we get to decide what level of service and
Yeah.
when. And it's like when lawyers do pro bono.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You get to decide.
Yeah, you get to decide.
It's so funny because I was talking to Monique about this. I love Monique. Whenever I come to her with like any type of thoughts about anything, she always gives me a really beautiful perspective and makes me feel so okay with my decision.
Yeah.
So we're having a similar conversation because she can be someone who gifts a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, is something wrong with me? Like, why don't I feel that desire? Like, I feel like, am I wrong in this feeling? And she's like, no, Casey, some people are put on this planet to be the charitable person. Some people are put on this planet to show people to invest in themselves.
Right.
And so there's nothing wrong with you as long as it's coming from like a good place.
Totally.
Like, this is perfect because you're out there like encouraging people to just invest in themselves and take themselves more seriously. And if that feels good for you, then like, that's beautiful. I was like, thank you so much, Monique. Because I was like really kind of like beating myself up. I'm like, why am I not one to have that urge?
Yeah.
She's like, you don't need that urge.
Yeah. It reminds me of my dad, because my dad is the one in the family who's like, he's not super charitable. Like, he can be.
Yeah.
He can be, for sure. But then he's got a line. Like,
Yeah.
he's actually gotten more charitable, like, as he's gotten older and my Nana passed away, and, like, you know, he's kind of, like, filling in gaps for the family. But for the most part, like, if you're not family and you're, like, sorry, bro, I can't help you. Like, for the most part, it depends. Like, he picks and chooses, but he's not always been the type of person that's just like, sure, come in, come, my house is your house.
Yeah.
My dad's like, this is my house.
Yeah. This is my space, my energy. Like, I want to entertain you.
Yeah. And it's funny because like my nana was that one. My nana's like, I'm everyone's nana. You know, I love you. Come here. I'll feed you and all the things. And so, yeah, everyone's meant to play their role because in our family, my dad, he holds everybody accountable. And he's the Theo that's like, you don't want Uncle Tony to find out what you did.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, everyone plays a role. And I think that goes back to just self-acceptance.
Yeah.
Because even when we had our conversation of knowing what time it is and you saying like you're charitable with your energy, I was like, I can be, but I also know to what point am I now like going against my own energy and my own values, and I won't go that far.
Yeah.
And that can feel a little selfish at times, but like I cannot self-abandon myself on behalf of someone else. And I know that's not what you were doing.
Totally. It's a capacity thing.
It's a capacity
and you got to
thing.
honor your capacity 1000%.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like the children thing. You know?
What children think?
Like wanting to have children
yes,
or
yes.
like choosing to have children or not.
Right.
It's like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Or I want all the babies.
No,
I want all of them. It's the same thing. It's just having the relationship with yourself, being in full acceptance of it, and then just like, okay, this is what it is. This is how I function.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we got into a totally different tangent, didn't we?
I love it though, but I feel like it all like kind of weaves together.
Yeah.
Which I love that.
Right.
And so I hope you enjoyed this episode.
So this conversation is for the person who is needing to invest. Maybe this is a season where you're needing to do that, but organically, because we're the ones that usually people are investing into.
Yeah.
Also a conversation for the people that are the ones that people are investing into, and how we get to support and show up or hold our boundaries or set our price points or create opportunities, and the safety and the integrity that we get to show up in, so that those people out there who need our support or who need to invest in themselves can feel confidently in doing so, but can also be like, that's my guy, or that's my girl.
Right.
So we knew that this is important just because, again, a lot of people are not putting their money in, or even their time and their energy.
Yes, because it is time and energy.
It is.
Even I have all these therapy sessions scheduled and I'm like, oh, fuck. That's like cutting into different areas of my life.
Totally.
You know? So it's time, it's resources, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the last thing I'll say before, and I know I cut you off, so I'm going to let you finish, is if you are feeling, like if you have had that ping and that urge to go change whatever it is or go get support, please take the action now, because the last thing you want to do is be in the same spot you are in a year or in a month. Like when I ask myself, like, am I going to be okay in this exact spot in a month from now? If the answer is yes, cool. Maybe I won't reach out to someone and hire support or help. But if the answer is absolutely no, like, we got to make a change.
Right.
So really feel into it. And if you're feeling that ping on your heart, like to go start searching and looking for whoever it is out there that you might need.
It's a Google search away, boo.
It's an Instagram search.
It's a Google search away. It's an Instagram search away. It's a TikTok search away. Like at this point, don't be lazy. Okay? Get your needs met.
Yeah.
All right? Do what you got to do for you. Make it happen. And even feel free to reach out to us if you need resources. Like Casey and I know so many people.
We know everyone in this industry.
It literally everyone in this industry. Like something.
Even the sketch ones.
Someone for everything in some sort of way. So we hope you guys received a lot from this. Until next time, we love you so much. Mwah. Bye.